Have you ever encountered someone who seemed to drain the life out of every room they entered? Someone who manipulated, exploited, and left destruction in their wake without a trace of remorse? Today, we're diving deep into the dark side of human personality. We're exploring the dark tetrad, 4 psychological traits that, when combined, create some of the most toxic individuals you'll ever meet. Psychology has long studied the dark triad, 3 malevolent personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. But recent research has identified a 4th dimension that completes this sinister quartet: everyday sadism. Together, these 4 traits form what psychologists now call the dark tetrad, a comprehensive framework for understanding toxic human behavior. These aren't just abstract concepts confined to textbooks. These traits exist on a spectrum, and you've likely encountered people who exhibit them in your workplace, your social circles, maybe even in your own family. Understanding these traits isn't about labeling people. It's about protecting yourself and recognizing patterns that can cause serious harm to your mental health and well-being. Let's start with narcissism, perhaps the most recognized trait of the 4. Narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance and a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. But beneath this mask of ultra-confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. The narcissist in your life might be the colleague who constantly brags about their achievements, the friend who turns every conversation back to themselves, or the partner who can never admit they're wrong. They lack empathy, exploit others for personal gain, and genuinely believe they're superior to everyone around them. What makes narcissism particularly toxic is the narcissist's inability to see others as fully human. You're not a person with your own needs, dreams, and feelings. You're either a source of admiration, a tool to be used, or an obstacle to be removed. When you stop serving their needs, they'll discard you without a second thought, often leaving you wondering what you did wrong. The second trait is Machiavellianism, named after the Italian philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli, who wrote about cunning political manipulation. Machiavellians are strategic, calculating, and focused on their own interests above all else. They view life as a chess game where other people are merely pieces to be moved and sacrificed for their benefit. Unlike narcissists who crave admiration, Machiavellians crave control. They're master manipulators who carefully craft their public persona while working behind the scenes to achieve their goals. They're patient, willing to play the long game, and they're exceptionally good at reading people and exploiting their weaknesses. The Machiavellian doesn't lie out of impulse, they lie strategically. They don't manipulate for the thrill, they manipulate for gain. They might be the coworker who befriends you only to steal your ideas, the friend who subtly turns your social group against you to increase their own status, or the partner who isolates you from your support network to maintain control. What makes Machiavellians so dangerous is their competence. They're often intelligent, charismatic, and socially skilled. They know exactly what to say and when to say it. By the time you realize you've been manipulated, they've already gotten what they wanted and moved on to their next target. Now we arrive at psychopathy, perhaps the most chilling trait of the dark tetrad. Psychopaths are characterized by a profound lack of empathy, remorse, and emotional depth. They can't form genuine emotional connections with others because they simply don't experience emotions the way most people do. Don't let Hollywood's portrayal fool you. Most psychopaths aren't serial killers lurking in the shadows. They're often successful professionals, charming socialites, or that person everyone seems to like who somehow leaves a trail of broken relationships and damaged lives. Psychopaths are impulsive, thrill-seeking, and fearless. They engage in risky behavior without concern for consequences because they don't experience anxiety or fear the way others do. They can be incredibly charming because they've learned to mimic emotions they don't actually feel. They've studied normal human interaction like a foreign language and can perform empathy convincingly when it serves their purposes. The most terrifying aspect of psychopathy is the complete absence of conscience. When a psychopath hurts you, they don't feel bad about it. They might understand intellectually that they've caused harm, but there's no emotional weight to that knowledge. You could be crying, bleeding, or broken, and if they've gotten what they want, your suffering simply doesn't register as something that matters. The final and newest addition to the dark tetrad is everyday sadism, the tendency to derive pleasure from causing others pain, humiliation, or suffering. This isn't the extreme sadism of violent criminals, it's the more subtle cruelty that appears in daily life. Everyday sadists enjoy making others uncomfortable. They're the internet trolls who spend hours crafting cruel comments, the bullies who target vulnerable individuals, the people who laugh when others are embarrassed or hurt. What distinguishes sadism from the other dark traits is the motivation. Sadists don't hurt others for gain or admiration. They do it because they genuinely enjoy it. The sadist in your life might disguise their cruelty as jokes, claiming you're too sensitive when you object to their humor. They might engineer situations where they can watch others suffer while maintaining plausible deniability. They seek out opportunities to inflict pain, whether emotional or physical, and they experience genuine pleasure from witnessing distress. Here's what makes the dark tetrad truly dangerous. These traits often occur together, and when they do, they amplify each other's destructive potential. A narcissistic Machiavellian is more manipulative than either trait alone. Add psychopathy to the mix, and you have someone who manipulates without conscience. Throw in sadism, and they actually enjoy the suffering they cause. Research shows that individuals high in the dark tetrad are more likely to engage in workplace bullying, intimate partner violence, criminal behavior, and exploitation of others. They're drawn to positions of power where they can exert control over others, and they're often successful at achieving those positions because they're willing to do whatever it takes without ethical constraints. Understanding the dark tetrad isn't about becoming cynical or paranoid. It's about recognizing patterns that signal danger. If someone in your life consistently shows these traits, violates your boundaries, manipulates you, lacks empathy, or seems to enjoy your suffering, trust your instincts. These patterns don't improve. They're deeply ingrained aspects of personality that rarely change. The most important thing you can do is protect yourself. Set firm boundaries, document interactions if necessary, and don't be afraid to distance yourself from toxic individuals, even if others don't understand. Your mental health, your dignity, and your well-being are worth protecting. Remember, not everyone who exhibits one of these traits occasionally is part of the dark tetrad. We all have moments of selfishness, strategic thinking, emotional coldness, or enjoying someone's comeuppance. What defines the dark tetrad is the consistent, pervasive, and extreme expression of these traits without guilt, shame, or desire to change. Stay informed, stay safe, and never let anyone convince you that their toxic behavior is something you need to tolerate. You deserve relationships built on respect, empathy, and genuine care. Don't settle for anything less.